What's up, everybody? This is Kyle Thump. This is the second edition ever of the Solar Swipe File, basically where I just give feedback on ads that I've seen and that we have added to our internal swipe file, and I just kind of look at them, give you guys some of my feedback, and give you an idea of some helpful tips that might help you if you're running ads that are similar to these. So a couple disclaimers. Number one, 100% my opinion. I'm just a guy who's pretty okay at marketing. I'm always a student and I'm always looking for ways to be better. Number two, all companies have different strategies when they're marketing. So obviously my approach is always focused on trying to get our acquisition costs down lower. But obviously companies that are focused more on branding, they have different approaches to that. And therefore my advice, they might not care about it. But regardless, I'm going to get started. I'm just going to kind of walk us through what these ads look like. So this is the first one. This is Apex Solar Solutions. They kind of have a few different ones here. I like that they're using a video. They're saying request a free solar quote. So that phrase, that header right there on that form could definitely be better in my opinion. I don't think people really aren't interested in looking for quotes. And that's why a lot of times you see marketers who say something like, see how much you can save, or click here to see if you qualify, because you want to connect the action that they're taking to what they want, which is the end result. And they really don't want a quote. What they want is they want to save money or save the environment. This right here, start saving money every month, blank, click to get a free quote, blank. I think those are just like that's a strategy, I guess, to make it stand out. I don't think I'm not a fan of that. I've never tested it, but I don't believe that would work. This one over here, which is the same font, is cool. I like that they're using the different slider. But so the trouble with kind of both this one and this one over here as well is they look like ads. So that's something to keep in mind. We really don't want our ads to look like ads, because if they look like ads, then people are going to be conditioned to keep on scrolling. So overall, they're okay. Nothing special there, in my opinion. All right, so this ad by Planet Solar, I actually like this for a few different reasons. Number one, it's using a picture that looks like it's like a real couple. Obviously, they know what their target market is. People above the age of 45, probably below the age of 65. I guess maybe a little bit on the older side, but they're looking to target an older population, and they're using a real picture. Once again, we don't want it to look like an ad. Number two, they're saying with shelter at home, we all need to save some money. Planet Solar makes it easy. So this is great because it messages current events, so it's going to grab people's attention, and everyone wants to save money. So it's giving you a hook, so the image is going to at least make you to read the first line. The first line is going to say with shelter at home, and you're like, okay, that's something that's happening right now. It's pertinent to what I'm going through. What does this mean? And then that's going to get them to the next part of the sentence, which is we all need to save money. And once again, connecting it to save money. Notice there's nothing here that says solar, which is the way that we're going to be able to grab people's attention is focusing on the benefits, not the product. One opportunity this ad has, notice their headline right here, which just says Planet Solar Inc., and then they have the Learn More button. Your headline is a great way to use a call to action to get more people to press that button. So that's one of the few things I would say about this is definitely adjust that headline. Another thing too, it says summer is almost here. Obviously, summer is already here. So all these ads I scraped back in like late June. So summer was already here at that point. But just that's something to keep in mind, is that you want to make sure your ad is up to date. And overall, it does a decent job. All right, next one is Great Basin Solar. So it's, hey, Nevada homeowners, is your electric bill costing you more than it should? Learn how you can save hundreds on your monthly energy bill. Free estimate. Easily calculate your cost to go solar. Okay, so a few things that catch my eye about this one. It is very solar focused, which means people see, if they aren't open to solar, or if they have a negative outlook of solar, if they see an image of solar panels, you're not going to have any chance at grabbing their attention. They're going to keep scrolling. It does have the call out which says Nevada homeowner. So if you're a Nevada homeowner and you're reading that, it is going to grab your attention. And then once again, it connects that to their pain. Is your electric bill costing you more than it should? So connecting to the pain that we're trying to solve, that's a great tactic. Overall, though, I don't think the image is going to get enough people to stop scrolling. I also think that their headline, where it says easily calculate your cost to go solar, I think that is very poorly worded. And the reason I say that is because does that sound fun? Easily calculate your cost to go solar? No, it does not. It sounds the opposite of fun. No one wants to calculate their costs. They might be interested in calculating their savings, but they don't want to calculate their costs. So that headline right there is going to be a turnoff for some, and that's definitely something that could be improved upon. All right, so this one is Solar Ray. So Solar Ray, this is like a branding campaign. This is a poor ad for a bunch of reasons. It's very us focused, so it's talking about us. It's not talking about your customers. It's very solar focused, which isn't the end of the world, like I said, if you can translate that. But I mean, number one, their button is a shop now button. People don't really shop for solar like that. Number two, they don't have any header. It's just kind of a generic brand campaign. My goal with this would be that I hope that they're not spending too much money on it. But it's not really designed to, I mean, I don't know how many leads they're actually generating with it, but I'd be very surprised if they were having success. It might just be that they're playing around with a smaller budget. All right, Paradise Energy Solutions. So I took this one because it has a few things. Number one, they're advertising an event here, which is a virtual lunch and learn. That's interesting. This one is Solar as a retirement tool. Ask the expert. Once again, another event. But this over here is a lead magnet. So we don't typically see lead magnets in the solar industry. And I myself haven't played around with it too much. Who knows? Maybe it's possible that people are getting good results with that. I know in the marketing world, like it's a super great way to get their initial contact info and then be able to follow up with them. And if you were going to do a lead magnet, you would want it to be something like this, which is get your free guide to going solar, or frequently asked questions for going solar, or 101 things that you need to know before going solar. So having a lead magnet is fine. I think it's a much longer. It's going to be much cheaper, but it's also going to be a much longer sales cycle. We have to nurture them quite a bit. But it's just interesting. It's something to think about, and it's not necessarily something that I've seen very often. All right, so Shine Solar. Okay, so they all have the same ad copy. Does your home qualify for $0 down solar? That's what the headline says down here. New Shine Smart Solar program can mean big savings for Oklahoma homeowners. See if your home qualifies for zero down panels and monthly electric bills as low as $24. Click below to take a short survey to find out if your home qualifies. Does your home qualify for zero down solar? Okay, so obviously this new Shine Smart Solar program. So you do have to be careful whenever you're saying it's a new program. We have to make sure, like they did, that they know it's the company's program. It's not a federal program. It's not a state program. So they did that very well. The other thing that they did, you'll notice, is it's not seeing if you qualify. It's seeing if your home qualifies. So that's super important when we're talking to prospects as well as when we're advertising. People don't want to feel like they're being checked. Like they don't want to feel like they are being qualified. They don't want to feel like they might not be good enough. So that's why we say their home or their roof. So that's good. Not a big fan of the images. I just don't think that I don't think that we'd be able to get super low cost, because I think they kind of do look like ads. Like this right here is obviously a stock photo. This is a generic solar photo as well, and then these are just panels. Overall though, I mean, it's not the worst that we've seen. This is in Oklahoma too, which is an unusual market. So it's possible when you find Oklahoma markets like this, you might be able to find ad campaigns that work well there, because maybe they're not as solar's not as prevalent there, and there's less people marketing, there's less people that know about solar, and therefore you might have actually better luck with ads like this in those markets than other markets where it's super competitive. Because like if you had this same ads in California and you're trying to compete against all the people that are advertising like we'll pay your bills for 12 months and we'll give you $1,000 and yada yada yada, you're gonna have a bad time. Hanan Solar. Okay, so this one actually caught my eye for a few reasons, not necessarily good reasons. Number one, they're trying to get appointments from the ad, so they have a book now button. I typically, unless this is a retargeting campaign where they're retargeting people that they've already opted in for information, I really don't know how this could be that successful. Typically sending when you think about it, when you're scrolling your Facebook feed, there's a few extra steps that you're going to go before you book an appointment. And having just having an ad and being able to convince them with this little short paragraph is going to be very, very challenging. And I don't think they do a very good job of it anyways. So one of the things, so they do a good job of mentioning the coronavirus, but what they say is, as we monitor the progress of a novel coronavirus, we are faced with the challenge of thwarting the spread of the illness. The health and safety of our customers and team in our highest priority. All right, so people don't read on Facebook, so you're not going to have time to kind of like tell this whole story unless you're going to make it entertaining. So that kind of put me to sleep the whole real quickly. And then their offer is, during this time we are now providing free virtual and-home solar assessments. So even if I made it through that paragraph, which I don't think a lot of people are, there's nothing sexy about a virtual and-home solar assessment. So once again, that's just it's something that is challenging. So I think that lessons from this ad is, number one, we want to mention current events, but we have to write our ad copy so that it's engaging. So it's make it simple, keep it easy to read, help it flow. We don't want to write an entire paragraph, and we don't want to throw too big words out there like novel coronavirus, challenge of thwarting the spread of the illness, the health and safety of our customers and our team is our highest priority. So there's 3 paragraphs there that are it's easy for the customer to lose interest before they even get to what you want to ask them. And then when you ask them something, you have to make sure that you have a great offer with it. Renova Energy. So battery storage means peace of mind. Get a Tesla Powerwall, get a rebate, and then $29 if you get 3 or more. But hurry, because rebates at this level won't last for long. Click below to learn more. So we've seen this before. We've seen ads that use Tesla. Tesla is obviously a very powerful brand, and people are using that to get the attention. I think some people have had success with selling batteries, and they're not necessarily selling solar, but people that are interested in batteries will have to end up getting solar. So it's kind of a workaround. And once again, they're promoting their battery rebate. So they're not saying this battery is great. They're saying, hey, we're giving this amount of money for people who get this battery, and the battery happens to be Tesla. So you probably would have a decent chance to grab some attention that way. All right, so this ad actually does something that I really like, and it does a few things that I really don't like. So what I love about this ad is I love that they're using local or jobs that I'm sure that they did. So like 8.375 array in Hamilton, Virginia. And then, the problem is that they're using, like they're about to tell a story about their customers that went solar, obviously, but then they get into the technical stuff, which is these are the panels that it consists with. Get your free quote, and they have a link in their ad. Number one, links in your ads that, in my experience, don't perform well, but Facebook's changed their algorithm, so who knows? But once again, they're focused on the panels themselves, and they're not focused on their customers. They're not focused on the customers. Like this same family, maybe they had a bill that was $200, maybe they have a bill that now that's $150. Like that, those are the things that people care about a little bit more than the panels themselves. But I do love that they are taking jobs that they have done and they're using it to market. And you can see they're doing it in the different cities. So this one was in Hamilton, this one is in Augusta, this one is also in Augusta. But once again, I wouldn't get technical in our Facebook ads. So I wouldn't tell them about like the specific panels and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm not sure, I don't remember where this one is. So this one is actually, they have a good hook. I mean, we'll pay your next 3 months of electric bills. If you go solar by August 1st, fill out the form to get a limited time offer. Very basic. It doesn't mention that you have to own your home. It doesn't mention, the ad itself doesn't even mention solar necessarily. I mean, it looks like they accidentally copied the wrong text up here, where they copied the ad copy and they put their ad ID number and their name up there. But other than that, it doesn't say solar, but it does say solar in the name, and it says solar obviously in the image. So very, very basic, very short. It would actually work probably decently well. The trouble I have with these kind of offers is when you start to try to compete on the cash back side. So that's what they're doing, is saying we'll pay your next 3 months of electric bills. Even if they opt in, if they keep scrolling through their Facebook feed and now Facebook's showing them a whole bunch of ads and someone's there that's offering 6 months of free solar, then they're probably going to ghost you. So that's the only thing I don't know about this, is because I know 3 months is on the low side. I think the lowest that I would do if I had an offer like this was 6 months. But obviously every market's different, so I'll just assume that maybe there's something about this market that I don't know about. TikTok energy. So this one actually I put on here because it does a little bit better job of doing the local story, where it's saying, look, this, but rather than talking about this home got solar panels, it's talking about this family said thumbs up to going solar. And then they use a little quote, a little testimonial. And once again, in the headline for over here, you're going to see their electric bill is down to $17. My electric bill is down to $12. My electric bills. So this is a much better job, I think, of kind of localizing it and showing people that are local to whoever you're advertising to get them engaged. And because they say, okay, this is someone that lives in my town. They've saved money with solar. Obviously, they've gone solar, but we're not boring them with the details about the actual panels. We're telling them, like, in the first year, we have realized well over $2,300 in electricity savings and paid nothing. And so another thing about this is that they use it as a testimonial quote. And testimonial quotes have a lot more authority than if you're typing it yourself. So whether that family actually said that or not, we just assume that they actually did. And so that's something that's very, very valuable. It's kind of similar to how we can't brag about ourselves, but if we have clients or customers that brag about ourselves, then it makes it, we can show that off. And it's a very, very powerful marketing tool. And then once again, they're using people, realistic people. They're getting their own images. I like these ones. This image over here could definitely use some spicing up a little bit, just to get more people to stop scrolling. But overall, I mean, this is a much better way to go about showing off customers and jobs that you've already done and using it to help to promote your business. All right, last one is right here, New York State Solar Farm. This is a very, very common ad. There's Central Hudson, so I mean it's targeting a very specific part of the state. Obviously, it's going to tell them it now pays people to go solar, which isn't. I mean, I guess Central Hudson, I don't know the market all that much, but this is a tactic that a lot of people use when they're talking about rebates and credits, and it's. I mean, as long as you're able to connect the dots and show them how that a credit or a rebate is actually paying them to go solar, then, I mean, it's a fine line that you have to choose if you want to walk or not. I like that they have the call out. I like that their name actually has the state and the area that they are, because once again, right now, people are looking for local businesses. They want to support local businesses. So it's, if your name highlights that you're local to them, then they'll be more excited and more likely to work with you. Once again, focusing on what people like. I mean, Central Hudson will now pay New Yorkers to go solar, and then offers a warranty and 100% financing for those who are qualified. So, I mean, it's a decent ad. It's very good if you're okay with saying that the area that you're in is paying people to go solar, rather than because then what you're saying is you're not saying that the company's paying you. You're saying that the state or local government or federal government is paying you to go solar, and that's the fine line that you have to be careful of. I do like images of meters. I don't know why, but for some reason they work. So I like to include meters in different ads. Men installing a panel is good, and then this is kind of like a good. It's a real photo. It looks like a real event. It's something that probably people are scrolling. They probably think it's like some news story. And then it shows that there's a lot of people that are waiting for something. And it's probably not even has anything to do with solar, but they're using that image, and I'm sure it's working decently for them. So thank you everybody for watching this. This has just been a little journey through my swipe file, giving you guys feedback on what I'm seeing in ads out there in the world right now. And hopefully you guys can maybe learn some lessons from this when you're crafting your own. Once again, my name is Kyle Thumb, cleanenergymarketing.com. Any questions at all about solar marketing online, please reach out to me. I'll happily help. Thank you so much. Hey, you made it to the end of my clip. That's awesome. So thank you so much. I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you. And if you made it this far, if you actually made it to the end of this clip, I would also appreciate if you could go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as that notification button. Helps me to get my videos out there and give you more valuable content. Once again, I appreciate you watching this, and I hope that you have an incredible day.